Hey guys, this is Oshi and this is going to be a little, I don't even know, conclusion video maybe. I thought that I would, take a look at my summer decks before moving on to my fall or autumn decks because I'm going to start using them from August, which is almost here. Because I had quite a lot of decks in my summer decks collection and I just wanted to make a little video note about what did I use, what I didn't, how I like them, just in short version, because there will be more in-depth videos on certain decks. Okay, so how my setup looks like on my table. I have a little drawer that I put a divider in, and I keep 4 decks in that, and pretty much that became my 4 most used decks. So going into fall, I know that whatever decks I'm going to put there is going to be my most used, so I will have to rotate my selection more. But let's just, start with it. And it's not the first one that I wanted to start with. The first one, which was a part of my collection last summer as well, is the Lightsaber Tarot. And I'm going to, just show a few cards while I'm talking so you can look at cards and, don't just look at the table. I love this deck, so it reads very well for me, easily. I always get the message clear and loud. I don't have to second guess it, so I absolutely loved it. And because it's so colorful, I chose it to be in my summer deck collection. But the only reason why I did that, because if I don't designate decks to certain seasons, or come up with some system, I will just use the same 2 decks, and all the rest of it is just going to be sitting on my shelf. So why are there... I don't read reversals lately, but looks like I learned so well how to shuffle them in reverse that now I can't stop doing that. Anyway, I will have to sort that bag out. So yeah, this was absolutely my... I think it was my number 1 summer deck going into the season. And I will update my 6 months in video soon. So, I mean, just only because I came up with a better system to, make my reviews more, or sharing my experiences. I don't like the word used by me as a review, because I'm, just someone who uses a deck. I'm not anyone whose opinion should matter that much. Anyway, you know what I mean. But, oh, I just realized that, look at that. This card has, color on it. I don't know where it came from. That was a sneak peek. The second deck that I was using a lot was the Mermaid Tarot. I picked this one up for this season because, mermaids, ocean, water, what more do you want the deck to be? A summary. And it is a lovely one. I'm not a big mermaid person, but I read with this easily. I love the hidden messages. They add the layers to the deck. It shuffles well. I love the back. I edged it already. I love the art style. I loved everything about it, and it was an easy reader as well. So there was no struggle with using it. The other one, which I kind of put it in this category based on the color, and I just wanted to really badly use it, I guess, was the Tarot of the Little Prince. And this was a positive surprise. I mean, I knew that I would love the deck because it has the most beautiful... I love this card as well. Lovers card ever. I mean, for me, this Lovers is just... It has everything that you need. If you ever read the book, and if you haven't, grab some tissue and read the book. And the deck is made very well. I've already filmed my 6 month in review, which is going to come up soon, so you can hear my long-term experience with the deck if you want to. But it worked well. It was on my display, like I said, I edged it, and I absolutely love it. I will be really sad in a way that this is going to be going in a box for a few months, but I have so many new decks that I have to be strong and keep playing with new stuff for a while, and then I can, you know, use more, you know, come up with a different system or whatever. But for now, seasons are working for me. The main, I guess, oracle for this season was the, obviously upside down, Sacred Curators. Sacred Curators Oracle. Ooh, I love this one. It pairs well with pretty much everything that I throw at it. I haven't filmed the 6 months in yet, but I will before putting this away, because I have to put it away because I have a lot of other Oracle decks. But that's the only reason. I love it. It's colorful. It can be deep. For example, the first 22 cards are corresponding with the tarot, so you can either use it as an added layer if you use it with a tarot deck, or if you use it in, you know, on its own, then sometimes you pull a tarot card with it. And it's beautiful, and it's colorful, colorful, and it's summery, and there are upside down cards, and I don't understand. But yeah, another one was on my table for this summer, and it's going to come back next summer as well. One of the new additions that I introduced to my collection this season was the Garden Dragons Oracle. I was thinking at first that this could be, because it's a garden, a more of a springy decks, and I think next season, next spring, I'm going to pull it out if I manage to put it away, but I don't think I will, because it's a Dragons deck. Oh, I love it. This is my absolute favorite, the face of the tea dragon. So, you know, I always start thinking about which deck goes which season, but then I realized that, wait, this is a dragon deck. This is not going anywhere. So there will be exceptions. This and the Star Dragons Oracle, which was just out and not part of my summer deck collection, is going to stay on my table. But I think it worked well for summer as well, because of the colors, because of the fruits. Spring or summer is perfect for this deck. It reads well. I like the keywords. Even if it's, you know, it has a very obvious design, it plays well with other decks as well. So if you're looking for Oracle deck for the summer, I can recommend it, definitely. Another Oracle that I picked up was the Oracle of the Mermaids. And I already trimmed it, and I hate how this whole box and, you know, guidebook system is out. I did already, is put together, because the cards are so much smaller than the Mermaid, than the guidebook, even though I trimmed the deck because it was too big for me. I picked this one up for me to use it with the Mermaid Oracle, but I didn't pull it. I don't think, I mean, maybe a few times I pulled it and used it together, but I talked about it in my Mermaid 6 months in, that because it has a different style of mermaids and the other one has mermaids too, it was kind of clashing for me. So in the end, I didn't use it for a lot this season. So this is going to be a deck that, so for now, it's going to go away into the box and hibernate, so to speak, and then I'm going to pull it out next summer and pay more attention to it, so I can actually test it, how it works, because it's not a bad one, but I never had a chance really to use it. Another one that I wanted to, you know, give it a chance was this one with the Everyday Terum Witch Mini, which I can't find it currently, so I have no idea. I think I left it in my bag. Yeah. And even though this is a lovely one, I absolutely adore the art style. I love the art. but the messages sometimes are too magic related to me. Not, you know, not all of them, but that was my main, like, fire magic. If you just pull a random general question, it's not something that I would work with. And the other thing is that it's huge. I have small hands. I have a hard time handling this, and I really wanted to give it more chance this summer. To be honest, I only pulled it out a few times. I'm not going to gift it away or sell it yet, but it's going to go into a purgatory because I just don't use it, and that, you know, I don't want to keep holding on to decks that I don't use. So yeah, that was a fail, so to speak, because I added it to this selection because it reminded me, the colors and everything, that it's, you know, it felt very summery for me. But the other thing is that I wanted to give it a chance, and I wasn't drawn to playing with it. And the other deck that I was like the same with it was the Santa Muerte Tarot. I adore this box. I love this sugar skull. I love everything about it except the art style. And I didn't know that when I was looking at walkthroughs, because I love all the skeletons and the colors, and I love the borders, how it's, you know, made, how it was made. And there's really clever cards. Some are not necessarily the regular Rider-Waite. So I mean, look at this tower. All the confusion and everything is just brilliant. But it feels like, I was thinking about it the other day, how to describe it, because, you know, I can't really put words into what I don't like about the art style. But, and, you know, I'm not saying it's bad. It's just that my personal taste is not this sort of, you know, that kind of, oh God, what is it called? A spray that you spray into holes to fill it up when you work on walls and stuff like that. I don't know the name of it. I just know the Hungarian one, but that's what it reminds me of, the art style. And this deck would be an absolutely beautiful, perfect, I would never let you go deck if it would be watercolor. But because of this digital, very specific art style, and like I said, it's not bad or anything, it's just, for me, it's not working. And I really wanted to love it. I really was hoping to, you know, do more readings with it, but I never felt the need to pull it. I was always playing with the Tarot of the Little Prince, or Light Seers, or the Mermaid Tarot more. Even the Tarot Vintage, which is surprising for me, was more on my table than this deck. So I'm not going to gift it, give it, sell it, whatever away immediately, but this is going to join the Everyday Witch Oracle in my purgatory box. And if I don't feel like working with it next summer, then yeah, they will go, which sucks because, like I said, I really love the box, but you can keep something for the box. Another new deck that I had was the Morgan-Greer Tarot. I have the teen version, and I haven't edged it or anything yet. And maybe that was a good idea. I don't know how I feel about this one. I love the colors. I don't mind that, you know, it's old style, even though this devil is like nothing how I read the devil. But it kind of makes me think about more of a Lenormand deck, to be honest, than a tarot deck. I don't know why. Maybe it's because there's so many close-up people in it. I don't know. It's just, I pulled it out a few times. I took it with me to read for people, and it works. I even used it in our Tried Spread Revisited group as well. And I loved how the faces and directions were interacting with each other. So it's not necessarily a bad deck, but I wasn't really giving it a chance this season, so this is going to come out more next summer. But I'm not edging it, because if I don't find myself really using it, this might going to go as well. Okay, so that was one box, and I had another one where I had a few other ones. This was an oracle that I really wanted to use, the When My Soul Whispered. This was the indie version, as far as I know, but I haven't checked on it for a while. Look at that edging. I mean, I hope you can see how shimmery and satin and everything is. So this is the indie version, but that's supposed to be go soon, and there is going to be a mass market soon, as far as I know. This is Rose Petal, and even though that's a lovely feeling when you know, just handle one card but shuffling, it is ABR. So I'm not that much of a fan of Rose Petal, to be honest. And even though there are keywords on it, but that was a deck that I really wanted to work with the guidebook at first, because it's chakra related. All the colors are, especially these ones, are, you know, connected to like the heart chakra. I think this is the solar plexus, maybe. You know, and when I pulled them, the keywords were working very nicely, and I love this one. And watercolor, so yeah, are you surprised? You shouldn't be. But I didn't really play with it as much as I thought that I would be. So, because I always felt like I need to read the guidebook first completely before I start incorporating this into my readings, and I started with the guidebook, but I just didn't have time to go through of it yet. So I'm not sure I'm going to keep it, or, you know, just put it away and work on the guidebook in the meantime, and then when I pull it out next summer, I will already have my notes, so I won't have to waste time, so to speak, to go through everything, because it's in a PDF format, which is lovely, but I kind of make my notes on pen and paper on my table, so the fact that I was forced to work in front of my computer was limiting for me. But, you know, we'll see next summer. The other one that was that felt like a summer deck to me was the illustrated Crystallary deck, and I didn't use it as much as I thought that I would, because Sacred Curators Oracle. But this is a really good one. I loved it. I got really good messages from it, and I didn't use it to its full potential, because I don't know a lot about the crystals in it. That was one of the reasons why I picked up the stone crystals. No, the crystals, the stone deck, that's the name. To learn about crystals. But I think when I will be more knowledgeable about crystals, this is going to be a very, very good deck to use, because on top of the key sentence and the image, I will know more, because I will know more about the qualities of the crystals, so I can incorporate that into a reading. So even though I couldn't use it to its full potential this summer, it was still a good one. And yeah, I'm keeping this for summer as well, so not moving it to any other collection. Okay, another one was with I picked up this fake version of the Romance Angels deck. I picked it up because I just couldn't find the original one, and I was dead set on getting this, because I was like, this is the perfect oracle deck for romance readings. And maybe it is for, you know, other people in readings, but to be honest, I never even felt any. I don't think maybe I used it once during the last 3 months. I just don't care about the images, about the style, or just anything about this deck, which was nice to know. You know, I didn't spend a lot of money trying to find an original one. It's not that bad, I think. I mean, if you just want to test to see if you want to spend a lot of money on the original, which is not available anymore, then you know, you can check. I mean, I'm not saying buy fake decks, obviously, but I did that because I really wanted. I wanted this deck, and I was absolutely sure that I'm missing out. But turns out I don't, and I'm very grateful for that. And the other thing is that this made me create my own romance related or relationship related oracle. So, you know, there are advantages. Another one, I think, no, this is the almost the last one. Yeah, this was, you know, if you know my channel, if you've been here for a while now, you know that I use this deck a lot. It's not my favorite art style. I don't get these faces. Why do they have to be there? Everything would be better if they would not there, in my opinion. I don't like them. They're distracting and it's just creepy. And the collage art style is not necessarily my style, but I love the messages. I read the guidebook. The guidebook is very, very well written. I can use I love this one. Yeah. I can use the messages easily. I can pair this with any deck, so this is going to stay, but I'm permanently whatever designating it to a summer deck, so I'm not bringing it back for other seasons, because this was my all around over year everything oracle deck before. But now I don't think that, besides the 2 Dragon Oracle deck and the Angelarium, because that's different, I'm going to keep anything else out, and I moved it into this skull bag. Why not? And the last one is a new one, which I didn't had any chance to work with, but this was a gift from a lovely person. I wanted this deck, but it was not available, and then someone, Jen, contacted me and asked me if I would want the deck, and then she was so generous to send it to me. So, I mean, if this is Lenin Finnish, then Lenin? Is that Lenin? Why do I think about the communist dictator right now? Whatever, if this is the Lenin Finnish, then I love the Lenin Finnish. But it's watercolor, so yeah, I know, boring, but I love watercolor. I love the colors. It gives me a lovely summer feeling. Because I couldn't work with it yet, it's going to stay out, and I'm going to use it at least for a few, maybe more than a month, to be honest. Maybe I'm going to leave it here for the whole fall season, and then we'll see. But I think it's going to stay in the summer collection, because this is just such a warm and colorful and lovely deck that it's pretty much feels like summer in a deck to me. And look at that, how cool is this? It looks like a book. So yeah, I think those were all my, I mean, not all my decks that I'm using, but some are just on my table, not connected to a season, like this Night Vision Oracle, which has tiny cute bats. Look at that. I posted a walkthrough and flip through of it if you're curious. And my Angelarium Year 1 and 2, which I use in my monthly readings as well. But yeah, I think those are my most used or designated summary decks, and these were my thoughts about them. If you have any and you use them, especially about those that I said that I'm kind of putting in purgatory, if you have any opinion, or if you have walkthroughs where you talk about how you use these decks, please post them down below, because I want to see, I want to know if I'm missing something You might not change my mind, but you might do. So I would be very grateful if you would do that. And other than that, see you in the next one, which is, if you're only interested in collection videos, which is completely fine, it's going to be coming up soon with all my fall decks, and there is going to be quite a few new decks as well in those ones, so in that one, so it's going to be fun. But yeah, thank you so much for watching, and see you in the next one. Bye.